is amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters.
For the first time here for seasons. Remus on pole, Vanderkrant in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vanderkrant in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top three here as they come down towards turn one for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn one, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn one they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to turn it to twos. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns for 2 and 3 they go. Round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. It's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because Tell you what, Bruce Tanek and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't implemented it, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let you see if he gets a good run. Dodd's just absolutely thinking, but it's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into a scary and nightmare-fueled night of racing here for the Cooler Master Super Formula Championship on the eve of Halloween. We go racing around Interlagos with clouds thundering, rain plundering, and all sorts of nightmares ready to come about these drivers here tonight around Interlagos. I'm your commentator, Hamish Munro, bringing you all the action through sight and sound alongside Steve Sinkovic. Sinker, tonight's race, I've seen the weather. It's already tested some drivers in this session already. We are going to be in for one hell of a night of racing. And, well, I hope these drivers remember to bring something to protect themselves with, because the ghosts of rain past is going to test some of them in this session tonight.
Yes, mate. All Hallows Ween is a scary night for most, and looks like at the moment some of the boys are testing their speed against a safety car and going out there and doing all sorts of crazy things. It's going to be a great night, mate. It's going to be some skill, some strategy, basically when to know when to change your tyres, when it is dry, when it isn't dry. We know that when there's still a rooster tail, there's still water, it could be slippery. Some guys might go early, some guys might go late. First time, if it's going to change off and on, it's going to be an experience, and this track is a slippery sucker as it is.
Well, it is going to be a real question of... Yeah. It's going to be a real test for these drivers tonight, and it's going to come up of whether they get a trick or a treat out of their attempt around Interlagos this evening. We're also in for the next round of the F1 Shadow Series here tonight, Sinker, as well. So we've really doubled up, and I have realised that I didn't actually change my info for the driver or for the start of the show, so we'll fix that up and then we'll get that info sorted. But, I mean, you know, we've got a multitude of drivers out there, nearly 40 drivers joining us tonight around Interlagos. It's crunch time now, not only for the F1 Shadow Series, but also for the Super Formula Light Championship as well. This championship it's looking as dicey as ever. We saw the chink in the armour of Dylan De Bono last week, where he did not win both races in the round. Daniel Byrne took the win in the feature race. We come into tonight, if we look at the F1 Shadow Series, David Gallo leads by a fair margin over his teammate, 270 points to Gallo, who arguably has been driver of the year in the SFLs. In my opinion, he's been the driver of the year across the whole board of SRW. He has been on an absolute tear thus far. Coming into tonight's race, Dylan De Bono leads the championship by 30 points before drop rounds, ahead of Daniel Byrne. And then just in the Pro-Am side of things, Matt Keane leads by 25 points before drop rounds, ahead of Pete Ziedler. And then for the AMs, Keegan Caldwell leads that by 68 points before drop rounds, ahead of Kevin Wakefield. But there has been some class changes. A couple of drivers have been dropped down a class, including Jack Anderson, Jordan Ferguson. They've gone down to the AMs. And Miguel Crespo has gone down to the Pro-Ams, as well as Brett Wassell's also been dropped down to AMs as well. So AMs has grown a little bit. So their title race will get adjusted just slightly. But it's crunch time. I mean, next week's the halfway point of the season, and De Bono has been the driver of the first half of the season thus far. He's won the most races, and he's only lost one.
Well, it's always a title change here and there. You can't have... I mean, it'd be crazy if you're just winning every single one. It would be as boring as F1 is sometimes. So, you know, it's good to have a bit of a change here and there. And good to see some of the guys being moved around too, so enjoy it a bit more. F1 Mexico Shadow Round. What are your thoughts on this track?
This one's for the Brazil round, obviously, for this upcoming weekend.
Yes.
Yes. I do enjoy Interlagos. It used to be one of my favourite tracks on the F1 games. Used to love coming here. Used to often win races here in the F1 games. I haven't had an opportunity to race it that often in iRacing, but I don't know. I feel like this is a track that you know, we look at the F1 calendar, and I feel like this is the circuit that should end the championship. Something always happens here. You think back to some of the fantastic moments in motorsport in F1. I mean, probably most famous moment, aside from Senna winning this race, is probably Lewis Hamilton winning the championship when Massa thought he'd won, and it's the old "is that Glock" moment.
Hang on. That hasn't been decided yet. That's still in courts now.
It is, and it is back in courts. But you know, it's
apparently they're talking that Massa's got a very big case to.
He does. He does. He has a great case.
He could yet get that title.
I think Massa does deserve it, to be honest with you. But drivers coming out on the road now for qualifying. So being that it is a normal round tonight, 60 minutes of length, they will be able to run past the 15 minutes in quali as long as they get the lap started before the end of the 15 minutes. So they will have a little bit of wiggle room alongside to start another lap before the time is up. Now, 38 drivers around this track, which the track has started to dry out a little bit after practice, Sinker. Very, very easy to get overlap with each other. And we could see a fair bit of carnage tonight because it's a difficult track to get into a rhythm when we've got the possibility of spotty weather. But it's also a difficult track to actually get passes made throughout the middle sector. You almost have to sit behind your opponents and wait for an opportunity just to get past. Your major overtaking opportunities pretty much at turn 1 and then down at turn 4 after both the long straights.
Yeah, very, very true. It's look, it's one of my favourite tracks. So it's one that I've actually got a little. Funnily enough, I know you're going to laugh and roll off your chair and hope you don't hurt yourself, but I've actually got a good pace on this track, and it's you've got to get into the rhythm. The key is getting into the rhythm here, and getting as much track usage as possible. And you know what? It's going to be interesting because I think there's going to be, like we saw the other night, some of the top markers are going to go off track, and because it's a tight track as well, they're going to lose a whole lot of places. And with 38 cars on track, that could mean someone like De Bono makes a little mistake. He could be down in like 30th position.
He could. Every car on track at the moment, Sinker, is on dry tyres. Now, there is a little bit of rooster tail action happening, but I believe this session should remain dry. But that then brings back to the importance of you want to get a lap in as quickly as possible as your banker, because if all of a sudden, if it does go wet, you're never going to beat the dry times. You're never going to be able to go fast enough in the wet. If this session does get rain. Now, we're already 2.5 minutes into it. This is their first laps, their first attempts. Burns currently on for a pole position lap, but De Bono's also rocketing around this place as well. So this is going to be a test for them. Same for Danny Davidson, same for David Gallo. It's quite ironic that those 4 names are on the qualifying module at the moment, because they're arguably our championship favourites at this stage.
It's going to be still a long season, championship favourites, but we are going to get some surprise, I'm telling you now, because it's going to heat up, because not only is the championship coming up, we're talking about the Australian Open Wheel Nationals as well. So even these guys down the middle of the packs are going to start boxing it up a bit too. So it's going to be very interesting. It's not just going to be the title fight at the top end, it's the fight to get into the championship as well, and that final race of the year for the Formula Superlights, which is going to be a mean battle.
No, that's exactly right. De Bono has gone provisional pole with a 128.36. Keegan Caldwell is the fastest man in the final sector at the moment. Sinker, he had a great run out of the final corner. He sits P1 for the AMs, P6 on the road at the moment. What a night last night for Callan Hodgkinson. P1 for the Pro-Am, on the podium as well. He just had an absolute blinder out at Aragon. If you guys missed that from the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars series, go back and watch it. Race 2 was an absolute blinder, and the last probably 10 to 5 minutes, Sinker, was just pure chaos.
It was madness, man. Loved every minute of it. It's just, you know what, every night at SRW, if you're not watching some of these other races, even if it's not your favourite type of car or whatever, get out there and watch it, because it is amazing. It is amazing. I can't talk enough about it, and I need to shut up about it sometimes, but how many times did it surprise us, Hamish, that we think, we're going to have an average night tonight, and it comes out being like an absolute ripper of a race.
Well, at this point, I don't come into SFLs thinking that it's going to be an average night. It's either going to be good or it's going to be fantastic. There's never a bad night in SFLs. as Davison's just gone better on his time. P3, Gallo goes P4. Davis into the top 10 as well. What a ripper start he had off the line last night in race 1, Sinker. We thought he jumped the start. It was that good.
It was amazing, wasn't it? We both were like, oh, no, that can't be right. That's got to be a jump. But it was an absolute corker. He just got the foot down, got the traction down, and got the car moving, and it was spectacular. It was really good. Look, it was a great race. It was unfortunately not Jamie's race to win at the end of the day, but even the finish was sensational. Surprise of strategy and everything. A lot of fun, mate. Get out there and watch it. You know, I can't suggest it enough times.
Well, we've got an extra Velocity Wasp out there tonight. The Buzzing Hornets of Velocity Racing team have gained a number out there. Now, they're not with Johnny Rowe this week, so they still have the same amount of drivers they normally have on track. But they brought in Jack Michelson, who formerly raced for this team and then went away. But he's come back into this series of SRW, racing for them once again. And this bloke's got some mega pace in sports cars. It'll be interesting to see how he goes in the open wheelers. He's not that adverse in open wheelers. Plus, he's been put in the pro class, Sinker, but we could be on for something where he could be a little sneaky wild card every couple of weeks or so. I mean, he's a very, very quick operator, and we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But look, let's not forget our amazing sponsors, Warren and Brown, who pretty much cover everything that we do. They do round sponsorship, they do stream sponsorship, they sponsor the Warren and Brown V8 supercars in the Pro and Pro-Ams on a Tuesday and on a Sunday, but they've also now given us some gifts to give away too, mate. So in front of me tonight, I have got 2 sets of mechanics gloves. The nice knuckle protected gloves that you can work with. I've got some expensive Warren and Brown mini pry bars. So I've got a set of that. They come in a pack of 3. And a Warren and Brown tool bag. So that's going to be given away tonight. And as I reach the box to my left, there's going to be a set of the SRW sim racing gloves as well going in there. And we'll put on that list a 12-month subscription for 2025. So all you people out there, get all your friends and family to come in and watch tonight. We've shared it across all the networks and all the Facebook pages, so get in here and get a chance to win.
We've also got a multitude of drivers joining us with the double view here tonight, including Callum Ross and Nita with us. Cowie, as always, has his camera up with us. Where is Cowie on track at the moment?
Who's that on screen, mate?
That's Callum. That's Callum Ross and Nita. So that's Callum Ross and Nita at the moment on screen, both car and face. So he's up on screen at the moment.
Give us a wink, Cal. Give us a wink, mate.
I don't know if Cal will be able to hear us or not. Just trying to find Cowie. There's
He's
Cowie.
probably not listening, mate.
Yeah, we've got Cowie, as always, joining us on the cam with his virtual camera once again, so we can see every little angle, every little bit of detail that he would have if he was streaming right now. Sinker, we've also got...
And there's his little head in the bottom there.
Yep.
I reckon he needs to go peroxide blonde, mate. He's up there in Queensland. Why not?
We've also got Keegan Caldwell joining us with his camera as well, once again with his...
Oh, he's never looked
VR.
better, has he? Look at the eyes on him. They're fantastic blue eyes there.
The eyes, they're doing so well. Adrian Loretti, we had a bit of a joke this afternoon about how...
No, hang on, no. He has become famous, mate. I've made him famous because he's no longer Adrian Loretti. He's Adrian
Loretti. Yeah, because of how the auto
Loretti.
Yeah, the auto captions wrote his name wrong. I've actually spelled his name. No, that's right. I've actually spelled his name next to the camera as Laredi to keep the joke going.
Adrian Loretti, that's it.
Yeah. So we've kept that one going as well. Ashton reads, I require a King JJ Endo webcam. We'll tell him to join the Video Ninja shows and we'll get his webcam up. We've also got the second screen, as always, as well, brought to you by Mr. Sinker as well. Hey, Michelson was going to attempt it, Ashos, but unfortunately his camera wouldn't work, so we were actually going to have 5 drivers on cam tonight. As we're just about into the 10 minutes of this session, Gallo's just gone P4. He just pipped Jay Dixon, who had gotten it not too far prior to him as well, Sinker, but I mean, I think, we've got some giveaways to give away. Surely we've got to keep them F1 themed, since it's an F1 Shadow round tonight.
Look, there's definitely an F1 theme there, mate. There's plenty of there. Well, they've all got mechanics. They've all got pry bars to get them out of the cars when they stack them and destroy them.
Yeah.
And the tool bag and race gloves. So, I mean, we're talking about here probably about over $100 worth of merch to give away.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, I've already got a question that we can ask about one of the drivers in the field.
Someone got a pit lane start for impeding.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
I don't know. I didn't quite hear who the name was.
Maybe RC can let us know.
Let me have a look to see if they put it on the thing.
And we'll see if they put it up for us.
Yeah.
But at the moment, though, we are 10 minutes into this session. Dylan De Bono sits provisional pole position with a 127.42. Giuliano Sinise sits P2, 127.86. Daniel Byrne at the moment, P3 on the timing tower, 127.95. Then Danny Davidson, David Gallo make up the top 5. Mitch Noble is provisional pole for the Pro-Ams at this stage. Brett Wassell, who's just been demoted down to AM, sits provisional pole for the amateurs as well.
Yes, 747 we do send to New Zealand. I just sent some gloves to our man Stefan.
Oh, that's right. Stefan won them last season on the Supercars broadcast. That's right.
Yeah.
That's very, very true. As Michelson looks to be on for a good lap here. Couple of green sectors. Could this find him inside the top 10? He is in the 10 for the pros.
Look, who's your pick for tonight, mate? We've seen some boys in the last few weeks really pick some pace up. Gallo had some awesome pace.
Outside edge, Giuliano Sinise.
Sinise.
He's had some great pace.
Yeah.
Nothing against De Bono. De Bono's had a great run.
Would this be a Jay Dixon return?
Maybe. I mean, you can never pick it in the rain.
He's due for a really good result. He really is.
You can never really pick it in the rain. Now Byrne and Gallo have been very strong in the rain previously. De Bono started to rise back up a little bit in the rain, but nowhere near the amount of pace that he has in the dry. Sinise is an unknown for me, so I'm almost tempted to say him as an unknown. I think for the Pro-Ams, I'm looking towards Rosanita. I mean, he showed some great pace in the wet in the practice earlier, so he'll be one for me to keep an eye on as well. We've only got a couple more minutes left in qualifying here, Sinker. Mr. Simmons asking, any oil on track like last week? No, there's not oil on track, but there has been rain. So the track has started to dry out a little bit in towards this qualifying session. Everyone is out on the slicks. De Bono's just gone pole with a 127.27. Byrne doesn't go any better, so this might be... He might only have 2 more laps left in him here, Sinker, and if he can challenge that time of De Bono, he's got to find 0.03 of a second to try and get him as his teammate Gallo has spun it round. I thought then, no, he managed to catch it as there seems to be a little bit of perspiration on the ground.
A little bit of perspiration. The marshals are working too hard, do you think, or is that some actual perspiration of the gods?
Well, I was thinking maybe we've got the sprinklers on at some corners, quite possibly, or they've just got a hose out there just spraying it down every so often. We've got Tyson McFoy back out there with us as well. So I actually took him out of his class. I thought he was going to be race controlling tonight, but I'll add him back to his class. So he is on the timing tower all proper. Where is he? There he is. Put him back in his Pro-Am class. But yeah, so I mean, we got to decide, what are we going to give away first? Because we got to periodically do these throughout the show. I feel like giving away something at the end of qualifying feels right.
It's the gloves. We can start with the mechanics gloves.
Okay. Well, I like that you started with the mechanics gloves, because that's going to lead straight into my first question to the viewers out there to answer in the chat. Now there might be a little bit of guessing game in this, but that's fun. It's fun to have a bit of a guessing game as well. So I mentioned we had a debutant driver out there tonight, Sinker, Jack Michelson. This is a very pertinent question. So, little known fact to a lot of viewers out there, Jack actually works for a V8 Supercars team. What V8 Supercars team does he work for?
Ooh.
If you get it right...
Current V8 Supercars team.
Current V8 Supercars team. He works currently for a V8 Supercars team. In fact, I'll make it a little bit harder as well. You've got to name the team and the car he works on.
Oh, nice. I like it. Yeah. All right. Get out there and try to work it out, viewers. There's already 18 of you out there before the room fills up, because we usually have about 30 in here. And that also is for the Facebook people that are watching as well. Yep. All you need to do is just give us a question and answer it. So repeat the question one more time for all the viewers, nice and
So,
clear, mate.
what V8 Supercars team does Jack Michelson work for, and specifically, what car does he work on in the team? So you need to list the car number that he works on and the team that that car's from. So, for example, car 888 from 888 Racing. That's what you have to list. That's not the answer, obviously, but that's how you list
not
it.
just bits of it.
No, not just bits of it. All in one answer. All in one answer in one comment. That's how you have to answer it.
Collie has just done, mate. Collie has just done.
Yep.
And
De Bono's
got himself.
He sits
Have
top.
you got anyone that's ooh.
He is on though for another lap.
He's on all greens. How did he go?
He's gone P9.
Got him
So
ninth.
De Bono is actually on for another lap because he did cross the line before the 15 minutes was up, so he may even go even better. Where is Byrne?
Donahue.
Oh,
Donahue's in
Donahoe.
the 6th.
Can he get it done? He stays P6 at the moment.
Yeah. Hodgkinson. Tyler Sheaf has got a few greens there.
He does, but he's
No
further
one
back
really
in the
setting
order.
it alight. No one really going for it crazy.
No.
The toe's going to be pretty nuts after the second last corner up the hill and down the straight. And that first corner is going to be heckers tonight.
It will be incredibly hectic. We will remind everyone of the question as well for new viewers that
Maybe
join
you could
in.
type it in.
Yeah, we'll type it in. We'll type it into the chat.
Yeah.
We'll type it in as qualifying comes to an end.
Yeah. 127.168. The next time above that is Daniel Byrne, the 127.306. So there's not a lot in it at all. Couple of hundreds, and it's all over Red Rover. How are we going down? Actually, tonight's a bit more of a spread, mate. 1 second is spread from 1st to 7th. In the last few races, we've had all the way down to about 15th to 18th. So the track, the corners on this track are proving a little bit tricky for some of the drivers.
It is. It's only going to continue to. It's only going to continue to be a struggle for them as well tonight.
Do we have a weather vane on this thing of ours?
Steph's answered DJR car number 11. Incorrect, Steph. There's a couple more drivers still out in the session as it comes to an end. So De Bono has taken another pole position this season, Sinker. Yet another one for him. There is the leader. All three pole positions are inside the top 10. The Pro-Am, and the Am all inside the top 10 in qualifying. But this will be your starting grid for tonight's race. Dylan De Bono will start pole position ahead of Daniel Byrne on the front row of the grid. Danny Davidson and Giuliano Sinise will start on the second row,
5 and 0, 3.
with Doug Gowans and Thomas Donahoe on the third. Pete Ziedler will start pole for the Pro-Ams. Ahead of David Gallo in P8 on the road. Keegan Caldwell will start pole for the Ams inside the top 10 alongside Jay Dixon in P10. Adrian Loretti and Matt Keane will start just outside the top 10, with Jack Michelson, Callan Hodgkinson and Jamie Davis making up the top 15. Timothy Schmalenberg will start P16, Mitch Noble P17, Matt Tesseriero P18, with Brett Wassell and Shane Ratcliffe for the top 20. Sam Katakazinas, Darren Fahey, Ben Brook, Callum Rosanita for the top 24 cars on the road, with Tyler Sheaf, Nathan Verney, Kevin Wakefield, Jack Anderson, Scott Pocock, Tyson McAvoy in the top 30. Nick Schmalenberg, Dean Sinkovic, Josh King, Kyle Grech, Andrew Cowan and Cam Hardwick for the top 36. I'll have to add Cam to my list, with Jason Depp, Jordan Ferguson at the back end of the field, with Andrew Rushworth and Dan Bartish making up the end of the grid here this evening.
43 cars in this crazy, crazy race tonight. This is going to be spectacular, mate. The boys are going to be, there's some guys are going to be actually on the last corner up the hill before the pit entrance. How far it's going to go.
Those answers are very close, but they're incorrect.
Keep them guessing. 19 people out there watching. We've got to get those numbers up. Hey, Barbs, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I mean, even you can guess it if you can guess it right. Win some mechanics gloves, but I'm not sure. I actually probably could use it in Bathurst when you're up there competing with the boys. Have a look at this screen, mate. The car's going all the way around the corner.
It's starting to rain. Does anyone risk going out on the wets? at this point in the race.
I'll tell you what, if I was still in the pits, the clock hasn't started ticking. There's probably going to be people going in and out all over the place.
Right. That's right.
I'm not sure I can understand that.
Yep.
Here we go.
So we're waiting. Oh, everyone's dropping in and back out again.
Yeah, they are, but the rain stopped.
It has.
This could be interesting. What if the rain doesn't even start?
I know. This is going to be very, very interesting of how this works out. A lot of drivers on wets. Some drivers on dries. Lights are going to go up in a second. Caldwell and Hodgkinson and Depp are not on the grid at the moment. Who is going to get the jump down towards turn number 1? 60 minutes of racing. There's been a jump start from Doug Gowans in the background. That's going to be a pit lane penalty from him as we are underway at Interlagos for a frightening yet wet night of racing as they rocket in towards turn 1. De Bono and Byrne battling for the lead already. Gowans trying to find a way past Davison and Sinise as well. Will we get any major contact early on in this race? We saw some last night. Ryan Campbell's gotten it correct. Car 9 for Erebus Motorsport. He wins the pair of gloves as there's been a crash in the background at turn 2.
Looks like it's my brother.
No, it's McAvoy. McAvoy and Katakazinas have had a moment in the background. Multiple cars.
Few off tracks there as well by Tesario as well, but looks like he's back on. Oh my God. 024's off as well.
So a multitude of drivers. Tesariero's off the road. Dean Sinkovic as well. Were these drivers on the wets? Well. They're on the dries. So these drivers all started on the dries. There's been a moment in the background with Davis and Donahue. Couple of cars off in the background too. It's absolute chaos at the top of the hill. Anderson and Ratcliffe off the road. They're both on the dries. So the wets might have been...
cars there, mate.
I know.
If any carnage happens, we'll still have a lot on track.
Oh, Vernie and Grech as well. And one of them's on their roof. That's Gretsch. So this could be a safety car. Kyle Gretsch on debut on his air intake. This could be an early safety car as cars pile into the lane, including Gowans, who might have a penalty.
This could be a safety car.
It very well could be. I'm just going to quickly add Cam Hardwick to my list of drivers.
Oh, a bit of touching. Schmellenberg's had a bit of a touch on there. 3 wide on the bottom screen. You can't see right now. But
I'll get it up in a second.
That was very close for another spin.
So it is touch and go for a lot of drivers. Going for the dries may have been a mistake from some of them.
Safety car's coming out, mate.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. Well, once the safety car...
How many cars did we lose in that start, mate? That was ridiculous.
If we look from Andrew Cowan down...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the pits. Yeah. So 7 cars had incidents in that first few corners.
From Jamie Davis down to Callan Hodgkinson. So that is 13 cars that have had a moment underneath this original weather as Gretsch is still parked up. So just back to the end of that question, Ryan Campbell has gotten it correct. Car 9 for Erebus Motorsport. He has won a pair of mechanics gloves provided by Warren and Brown Tools. So that's the second time Ryan's won something now, actually, in the chat. So
well done. Ryan, send me a DM me your address details and we'll get these sent out to you.
So De Bono will lead them round up towards the safety car field. But we've got to have a quick look back at some of these incidents because they have been absolutely chaotic.
Are towing now.
Very good.
Safety car is now on track.
So here was Tyson's moment at turn 3, technically. So there was a multitude of cars off track. Cowie was one of them. Oh, so it was Wakefield. That was a wild ride for Tyson. And then Katakazinas was actually a separate.
To the other car.
Yeah, so Katakazinas was separate.
Again. Yeah, it looks like he lost it. The velocity car looks like he lost it on his own, but without taking anybody out.
So we'll see Tyson have his moment. He was in behind one of the VRT cars. Oh, it was one of the Schmalenbergs hit the side of him. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like it was one of the JVMs.
Yeah, one of the JWM machines.
Destroyed that car.
And this was
That destroyed
Dean.
that.
So Dean had to
Look at
take
that.
evasive
Look at the
action.
egg.
Oh, yeah, so
Oh.
Dean was just an innocent party in that at that point.
Yeah, Dean was doing the Days of Thunder, mate. He was just gonna. He's just so unlucky at the moment, my brother. That was some spectacular air
And then Tesseriero had a spin. We know that Dean had
on his own.
Yeah, Dean had a moment as well because of the
someone
lack
else
of
had a
rear
moment
wing.
wide of that car too.
Yeah, I think that was Dean without the rear wing, and then this was Donahoe. So he had this spin round, and there you see Davis on his inside. So just some wild moments already. So I think this might have been a self-inflicted spin, and Davis just had nowhere to go. Yeah, it was. So Davis has just been caught up, no pathway through. And then that was the moment in the
He's too
background.
hard. He's got no damage.
Yeah, and then there was a moment in the background
Yeah,
of Anderson and Ratcliffe. So there's Ratcliffe on his outside. And there looks to be a bit of nose to rear contact, so that might be something.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Geez, there's a lot to unpack there. Who's down there tonight? Stefan?
Stefan,
Leak?
Adam, and Leakey. So
Stefan, Adam, and Leakey. Well, good luck down there, boys.
So this was Greg. This is how he ended up on his air intake.
Varney. Nathan Varney's unfortunate. But the car that's on its roof looked like it took him.
Yeah, that was probably more in the
self-inflicted by Gretsch.
Yeah. So I think any penalty that he gets would be.
Mind you, people, me and Hamish are just seeing these things at a glance. So
that's right.
Our comments aren't always correct, but that looked like it was a rear nose to tail. But some of these incidents are going to need to be ripped apart, pulled apart, and looked from a couple of different angles.
No, that's right. Let's have a look.
Looks
to
like
see
Jason
if,
Depp's gone back into the pits.
He has. Let's see if SDK's actually updated this now. They haven't. I was hoping they would have actually given us tyre compounds, but they haven't done that yet. What a shame. Be good to see.
So congratulations to Rain Campbell for winning the mechanics gloves. Congratulations. It's good to go. We've got plenty more gifts, so let's get these numbers up. I'm not going to give something out till we hit 30. So get your fam, friends, everyone. We've sent all the info out. We've sent all the shares to all different Facebooks. Get everyone in here. And we want to give away, next, we're going to give away some SRW sim racing gloves.
Oh, very good. Very good. And, as well, the mechanics gloves, you could use them on a sim rig if you really wanted to.
Oh, yeah, you could, yeah. They're a bit big, but I'm sure that people, I've heard people using Bunnings gloves, so... I don't know, where's the rain? It started for about 2 seconds, Hutto, as the race was about to start, and then went. It didn't even come down.
Yeah, it pretty much just came down at the start of the race, made the track wet, which then cost all the drivers who were on the dries.
Yeah, but I must say, Hutto, good England.
Yeah, hey, phenomenal England. Fantastic England skills from Hutto there. So De Bono at the moment is going to lead the race now. Interestingly enough, top 4 all on dry tyres. Now, it doesn't look like that the track is wet at the moment, so they might be all right.
There is no rooted tail at all, even when you get close. Can you get a nose shot from one of the guys that's following someone?
Yeah, we'll see if we get... we'll go Davison
It's
on the roll
coming
bar.
off those tyres there, so it must be a little bit of damp.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit damp at some corners, but not all over the circuit.
Not on all of them.
No. So then it's interesting that Burns, Ziedler, Gallo, they're on the wets. Smalenberg's on the dries. And then from Keane and Michelson, they're on wets. Wassel on dries. Loretti, Fahey on wets. And then Gowans is still on dries. He did his drive-through for the jump start. Then everyone from Ross and Nida...
What's Loretti on?
Loretti is on wet tyres. And then from Rosanita down to Scott Pocock, they're all on wets. Hodgkinson's on the dries. King and Schmalenberg, that being Nick on wets. Cowie on dries. And then Davis, Tesseriero, Anderson on wets. Depp on dries.
Hang on. We've got a new record.
Yes.
How many laps have we done? 5 laps of Sam Kutakazinos doing in the wet.
Yeah, we do too. He spun on lap 1 though.
Yeah, see if Hutto can put that in the record books, mate. Sam Kutakazinos doing 5 laps in the wet because he just asked race control to see if his car was blinking.
Caldwell's now back in the lane as well. So,
all right, here we go. Hang on.
I have to wonder if we're actually going to get wave arounds here, Sinker, as well, because McAvoy didn't cause safety car, gets a wave
everyone
around.
That there's no wave arounds, by what I just heard. We're going back to green now. Safety car's going to be pulling in at the next opportunity.
Okay. Fair enough then. So De Bono's going to have control of the field. And everyone is just going to have to slot in behind him. Davison, Sinise in the top 3. Ziedler's done well in the lead of the AMs. The top 3 of the AMs are all inside the top 10.
Oh, no. We spoke too soon.
What's happened?
Sam Kibikazinos is invisible. He's been asked to go to the pits.
Yes, I can't see him on track. It sounds like there's Sam and Mitch Noble need to go to ScorpTech maybe and just upgrade their PC a little bit possibly.
Yeah. I tell you what, the boys are on. Oh, these boys are on top of everything. They're like, has so and so exited a close pit lane? And no, it has been reviewed. It's interesting. People are getting really on top of the rules.
Yeah, they have to. You got to get any advantage you can in such a closely contested series. You've got to know your rule book and you've got to be aware at all times.
We're green.
Very good. So the safety car's coming in.
Pulling away.
De Bono will have
no more weaving him on the field.
He'll have lead of the field up towards the start-finish line. King and Hodgkinson are really backing up further in the field.
Hey, Dixon's got the fastest lap in those first few laps, 1:34, and he's got himself up 6 places in the 4th place. So he was my outsider today, and looks like it could be.
He's done well. Both of our outsiders in the top 4, actually, both Sinise and Dixon. So De Bono
called in.
Okay, so that would be that'll be Hodgkinson.
In.
So De Bono's gone. He's heard the call that the safety car's in. He is gone green already.
Oh, he's
caught a lot of drivers out doing that. And De Bono has ripped away.
God, 7/10.
He's done well. He has to try and get the heat into these tyres. 38-degree track temp at the moment.
Davidson.
So Sinise's gone past Danny Davidson at turn 1. He didn't do it before the control line. Michelson's trying to make moves further back. He's got Ziedler and Keane ahead of him, as well as Schmalenberg, Hodgkinson and King in the pit lane now. But De Bono leads the way in dominant fashion. Sinise trying to chase him down, as well as Davison, as Schmalenberg's had a moment further back and he's off the road at turn 3.
Ooh. Let's hope it stays clean. The few boys that's very, very tight everywhere. And I tell you what, this track has got not much room to move. Apart from the runoffs, the track is fairly narrow and some really, really critical pinch points.
So De Bono did well off that restart, but Sinise all over him at this stage. P2 on the road for Giuliano in the 0-1-0 machine. He's got Davison in behind, as well as Dixon. Schmalenberg, that being Tim, up into the top 5. I spoke too soon. He spun it round, and he's going to drop outside the top 10. He's still on those dry tyres, as is all of the top 4. How long can they struggle?
Tonight's a night of minimal risk. Try to do it clean and keep it finished, and you will be flying up the ladder, because people are going to be pushing too hard, and easy way to
there is spray. There is rooster tail at some of these corners, Sinker. So we might see some drivers come in.
See it.
So with Loretti now, and his nice dark room for us as well. He's got the motion rig set up as well, Sinker.
Yes, he does.
Some cartons over the radio, possibly letting them know that the track is wet in some spots.
No, he's just telling someone to ignore a call that he put out. But the boys are putting on a nice little run down there. I think it's one of the Carlin boys having a bit of a scrape, but I can't see who it is on my camera.
Moment as well. Rosanita.
Oh, someone's towing. Someone is towing.
Who is towing? It's Shane Ratcliffe.
It's Kyle Gretsch, I think, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, Gretsch is off track, so we'll have a quick gander at what's happened with Anderson and Gretsch as well. So Anderson's had a moment. He's gone off track. It's at turn 1. It's his first race for the season. He got put back down to AMs. Oh, he had a big old slide. Held break. Oh, and that'll be why. That'll be why Kyle Gretsch needs a tow. So Ratcliffe took evasive action and then bang. Straight through him. So Gretsch might be in the bad books tonight with the RC for not taking due care through turn 2. And Sinise looks to take the lead.
Oh, look at this. 2x2 with Sinise and De Bono.
Oh, he's taken back the lead, though. Sinize's on pace. He did a 1:27.92 last lap.
Yeah, but he pulled out just in time then too. That could have gone the wrong way real quick. So this is the problem. The boys need to realise in all series, yellow flags, caution, slow down, take the foot off the accelerator. It's one of those things that, right, when we had 10, 15 cars on track, it wasn't a big deal. But you got 28, 30, 35, 40 cars on track. You need to follow those rules.
That's right. You need to give space. You need to take due care throughout all of these incidents. You do not want to... Oh.
033 has a drive-through penalty for instant responsibility. That's Kevin Wakefield.
Yeah, that's Wakefield. So that'll be on McAvoy turn
that's
2.
That's one we saw early on.
Yeah. So he's now got that penalty. Michelson and Keane. You feel like they're getting held up a little bit here from Ziedler and Wassel. But they have every right to battle them.
Mark. This is going quick, this race.
Oh, it's wet up the top. There's a bit of spray.
021. Incident responsibility with 024. 021 is
Jordan
got
Ferguson.
a drive-through penalty. 021 is Jordan Ferguson.
Yeah, so he has a drive-through penalty. He is further back in the field as well in this race.
Unfortunately, he's I think his accident probably caused him a bit of time because he's right down the back in 32nd.
So Caldwell at the moment doing quite well. He's just ahead of Darren Fahey and just in behind Adrian Loretti, Fahey's teammate at this point in time. So,
Loretti?
Yeah, Loretti. Andrew Cowan as well. He's doing the business further up the field at this stage. There he is. Good old Cowie. Rocking and rolling in the free
look
world.
at these two go. Look at this. Who's that? That is one of my boys.
Dean Sinkovic. It's your brother.
Oh, he's actually done a nice clean pass
he did a good move.
Well done. That's on Andrew Cowan.
Cowie and Sinker. So they've done well together in that battle. David Gallo has dropped a couple of spots. Michelson's had a spin and he's off the road. So he was having a good run inside the 10. He's on those wet tyres and now he's just waiting for a chance to get the car back on track. But he's dropping a heap of spots.
He's just called that in. He's saying, I think he reckons he got touched by Mr. Keane. Because he said it was the same car, 338. But we'll have a look at that. No racing either, Steph. There's a few people that aren't racing tonight that are usually out and about. But I tell you what, with the numbers we've got out here, at this track, Dan Bartouche and Andrew Rushworth don't look like they actually started the session on my books.
No, they didn't. Oh, so that was the moment with Keane and Michelson. We might need a better look at that one. So might just quickly get this like this and go on board with Matty. So
he's out wide.
Yep. Oh yeah, he tagged him.
Oh.
It was very minimal.
Him, but no, but hang on, he's tagged him. He's gone out all the way wide, and that car's actually come across him.
That almost you know what that almost looked like. So you know how with net
the car
codes,
in front of him washed out in front of him.
But you know how with net code sometimes it can actually just kind of pull you into the other car.
Yeah,
it was almost like that a little bit.
He went all the way out wide to the right hand side, and that car drifted across in front of him.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure how that one's going to go. Let the boys downstairs unpack that, but that's one's going to be a little bit trickier than your standard incident.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough task. We're nearly at 1/3 of race length at the moment. We've got 22 viewers out there with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Nathan Varney, Darren Fahey, Nick Schmellenberger, all 1 to 3 tenths off each other, having a great little ding-dong, man, if you want to grab that, and I'll change my screen to somewhere else.
Let's have a look at this one. So there's Verney on the back of Schmalenberg. Rushworth in the chat. No, sorry, you guys are pulled out for tonight's race. Be back next week. We look forward to having you back next week, Andrew. This battle with Verney and Schmalenberg and Fahey continues on. Sinker, your share screen, for whatever reason, has been having some real choppiness lately. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's not, I can't see it.
Yeah,
it's not on my... I can't see it at all on my end. I've got some mega fast pace on this internet at the moment, so not sure. Let me switch screens on the bottom one, mate. We've got I'm going to go up top to Callum Hodgkinson because those boys are having a great little bit of fun up there as well, and get them out on screen because Callum has got pressure from a couple of very fast boys going across there. Oh, has he gone to the pits or something?
So Brooke, Michelson, Hardwick, and
Just as I
Schmalenberg.
mentioned that Callum Hodgkinson's gone for a request to tow.
Oh no!
He's
What
having
has
a
happened
great
to
fight
Callan?
with he had a couple of boys in front behind him which were really, really close. I'm not sure what happened.
Why has Hodgkinson had to pull up on the side of the road?
Cowie's just asking to have a look at something as well, so maybe Cowie was involved. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to go. Who have you got on screen at the moment? You have
I've
got
currently got Tom Donohoe,
Donahue,
but
Cowan.
I'm going to check out this battle with Byrne and Schmalenberg.
Safety car is coming out.
Yeah, not that surprised. He's parked up on the main straight, so this is what happened with Mr. Hodgkinson. Oh, that was with Cowie. So that's what Cowie's calling in. So maybe if we click on this one, this will give us a better view.
Let's unpack it.
So there's Cowie, outside line. He had Zila on his inside. Oh, he hit the wall.
Ooh.
What has happened there?
Well, Zedler was there already. I don't know. That might be on Cowie, that one.
It might be. Let's have a bit of a top-down look at it.
So Zedler's following. He's got overlap there.
Yeah,
he's
come
going as far as he
across,
can to the wall.
gets the
Cowie's,
wiggle.
Oh, Cowie's gone and clipped his tyre and taken Callum Hodgkinson out.
Honest, that by the looks of it, that's on Cowie.
Yeah,
That's on Cowie
I think
there.
so too.
He squeezed
Yeah, there
him
was some
literally
overlap
to the
there.
point
Sorry.
of no return. He squeezed him and just couldn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, that sucks. We'll let the boys unpack that and see how that goes. 24 people watching. All right, let's do a giveaway at the 25-minute mark. So get your friends, family, everyone to come in. Get them to watch on their phones, on the TVs, on the laptops all at the same time. I don't care. Let's get it to 30 subscribers watching. Make sure you all liking it and all subscribed. And also the like button, mate. It's 0 and there's 24 watching. Come on, guys.
You guys can get
25
in there.
being let past. How many do we have to unpack?
So there's not many to get. Oh, there's a lot to get wave
We've got
rounds.
8 and 282 because there's a lot
A lot of
in.
wave rounds. A lot of wave rounds at the moment as well. So we're going to be under safety car probably for another couple of laps
All right, so
at least.
they're unpacking it. They're going to do a couple of laps. They're going to do wave rounds soon, but they're going to get the field bunched up first. At the moment, the field is pretty spread open. We've got Gowans is 17 seconds off Coldwell, 16 seconds for Dixon off Sinisi, sorry. And Sinisi's just set the fastest lap not too long ago, a 1:27.160, and Dylan DeBono's is a 1:27.196, so just over 2 100ths.
So I've got a good question for our next giveaway Sinko.
Yeah.
And I'm going to type it in the chat and then I'm going to announce it. I'm not going to send it in the chat just yet, but I'm going to type it out.
.028 is towing. That's Mr. Hodgkinson. Pit lane is always open. Yeah.
All right, so since we're going to be on a safety car for a few minutes, this will give us a chance to ask the question and for the chat to think about it.
Yep.
So the question to win a pair of SRW racing gloves is, who are the 4 Brazilian drivers in F1 to win at Interlagos twice? That is the question.
Who's B?
That's Sash. That's Jack Anderson's friend. I know the answer, but I feel like it's unfair when asking who caused the safety car or who caused the crash. The answer is always Jack. That's always the answer. That's the running joke. But yes, list the
Brazilian drivers to win at Interlagos twice.
This is specifically in F1. Yes, there are 5 drivers who won at Interlagos who are Brazilian. Only 4 of them have won twice.
Oh, interesting. I don't know this one, mate. I don't know this one. Very interesting. All right, let's see.
We're pulling out all the deep cuts tonight. Very on on brand as well, being that we are at Interlagos as well. So there's a couple of wave rounds to happen. Schmalenberg, Anderson, Ferguson, McAvoy, Wakefield. Now, Cowan says, well, I'm out. 6 minutes required, 6 minutes optional. So he's obviously already used his fast repair.
Yeah.
Hodgkinson's still in the lane, same as Ratcliffe, same as Gretsch, but I feel as though Gretsch may be out of this race. He's been in there ever since lap 6. Ratcliffe's been in there ever since lap 7, so...
Yep, I totally agree. I think Callum's the only one that might... Oh, no, he's in there 147. He's not coming out. No. But, you know what? 33 cars still on track.
I know. I know.
You got to love that.
Hey, Greg Barber's just won a pair of gloves. Well done, Mr. Barber. He even gave me their full names as well.
Won a pair of racing gloves. Well done, mate. I'll send me a text, bud, and let me know... I've got your details. I'll send you the size chart.
So for anyone who might be watching, on Facebook with us who missed it in the YouTube chat, it was Emerson Fittipaldi, Nelson Piquet, Ayrton Senna, and Felipe Massa. The other driver who's won there, but only won once, is the driver that the track's actually named after, Carlos Pace. So,
Barb's game. I reckon it's a bit of a sarcastic yay.
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly.
All right, so Stefan has now gone through a list of the NFAs that were on during that whole bit of argy-bargy.
Yep.
Anyway, hang on. So Kevin Wakefield's just asking about contact he had in pit lane on lap 2.
I feel
so
at
he's
this
still looking
point...
at that.
He's genuinely excited. I'm glad,
Yeah.
Barbs. I'm glad you're genuinely excited. At this point, I feel like we need to organise a time in between seasons, Sinker, to just have an actual SRW pub quiz.
Pub quiz?
Yeah. Just on stream, just do a pub quiz.
I use Bunny's gloves now. We're doing waiver rounds right now. So what I'm doing with these gloves that we've got at the moment is we're giving away a couple, and what we're going to do in the coming weeks, we're going to have them out in a special. So what I want is only to members of SRW. They're going to be going out at $20 each, because I want all the drivers to go out and test them and give me really big, honest feedback on it. I've had a couple of people who have already tested them, but I want to give as many people out there, get some real options, get some real chatter going on amongst the members here, and to get some positive feedback and some negative feedback, so that the next section, which will be our proper release, we'll have the perfect glove and everyone will be happy.
So I've just had I had a look today as well, Sinker. Obviously, we have the Sandown 500 coming up at the end of the season. Yeah. We've had 3 cars sign up. Now, one of them, second driver, is yet to be... one of them, one car, one driver is yet to be announced, so there's only a single driver in that lineup at the moment. But there are 2 sign-ups with full driver lineups. So the 2 that are out there that have already signed up is Pacific Esports Racing / Project 81 of Harry Dodds and Blake Urquhart in the 981 entry. And then the other one is Infinity Motorsport of Will Munro and Robert Crow in the 74 entry at this stage.
Yep.
So
yeah, there's a few people that have paid that haven't put their cars numbers in as well. So we'll wait to see them. $40 a pair is not steep, but we're not selling them for 40. We're going to be selling them for 20, mate. The mechanic gloves, using mechanic gloves as a tester for my sim gloves. Yeah, right, mate. That's not a bad idea. But $40 for a pair of gloves is not. These will be more when they are properly released, because they are very good quality. Well, they will be the best that we can put together. We're happy with them at the moment, but everyone's got their little thing about gloves. Some people like them to be a bit tighter, some people a bit firmer. So we'll see how it goes. Also, lights out for the safety car.
Very good.
Here comes our next start.
Every car is on dries throughout this whole period. So we had a multitude of pit stops. Every car's on dries. Schmalenberg, Wassel, Davison, Sinise, DeBono, who started on dries, have not pitted. But speaking of gloves, just very quickly, I also think as well, very important, nice and breathable gloves, very important when you're racing as well. So you know those gloves that have those little micro holes in them?
there's different levels of breathable, and also the ones with the bigger holes are also aren't as strong. The bigger the holes, the less strength in them, and less strength in the stitching too. But there's a lot of factors. So we'll have once we have them, we'll have a couple of different varieties of people to choose from. But I just want to get this initial glove out there and test it. There you go. Steph's been testing the gloves. She won them a few weeks ago.
We are waiting to go green with De Bono. He's not gone as early as he did last time. Sinize's right on him. We are waiting to
We're at
go
the halfway
green.
mark.
We are go.
Green,
De
green,
Bono
green.
has gone green. Halfway point of the race, lap 16. 30 minutes just about into this one. It was a good going from De Bono.
Tight. It's a bit tight across the back there. A couple of guys went 3 wide in the corners. It looks like they've made it through safely. Oh, yes, just. Poof. Code Brown. All right. Oh, looks like is that making a pass down there in the bottom screen? It's one of my guys, but I can't see who it is.
Josh King.
Oh, somebody.
Oh,
two cars
Noble and
again.
Sinkovic, a double SRW crash down there. Sink is off the
Dean's gonna be
road,
screaming
as
in
is
that room,
Noble.
and Noble's going to be screaming in the other room.
So a heap of moves down at the back end of the field.
Question is the team principal happy? How the hell do you get into your own teammates? Christian Horner would have you both packing your bags. Whoops, 319. Dangerous
319.
recovery from an incident causing an incident. Yep, he's got to drive
So
through.
the joke continues to an actual genuine penalty now. Jack Anderson has caused a crash.
Yep.
So he will not live that down. So he will now have a drive-through penalty. De Bono still leads.
008 Main Straight, instant responsibility, drive-through penalty.
008. So that is going the way of Pete Ziedler. So he's actually been found at fault for that one. We may see a ticket for that one just yet, Sinker.
Yeah.
Because both you and me agreed that we thought that was on Cowie for squeezing him.
Yeah, well, that's what you mean. See, that's what you see. We only see a snippet of it. The boys downstairs see a different perspective.
Caldwell's
another
just
one's
killed
gone.
Gowans. Caldwell's just killed Gowans. Look at the rejoin. Watch where you are. Oh, no.
Oh, that rejoin's been called in as well.
Yeah, that's going to look very poorly on Caldwell, not only for the rejoin, but the contact on Gowans as well.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, wowee.
Tell you what, we're getting some incidents involved. Dougie's called that in just now.
Yeah, I'm not
His lap's
surprised.
coming in. I'm sure they would have seen that live as well.
Rushworth not using latex gloves, Simo. Oh, that's funny.
That's how I would have ruled it. What, the one on the main straight with Cowie cutting across Ziedler? Is that the one you're talking about?
Are you saying that Cowie would have gotten it or that Ziedler would have gotten it?
I don't know. I'm not sure which way he's really, whether he's agreeing with race control or he's agreeing with us.
Who knows?
This is the problem with chat. It's not defined.
You have to be very specific for Sinker to get it. Loretti now under pressure though from Scott Pocock inside the top 10.
Well,
he just said yes.
He did it on purpose.
But 008. Yeah. He's saying.
Ziedler would've got it too.
Maybe it's because Ziedler decided to try and close the gap as Sheafy's off the road at turn 2.
Oh, it's possibly because Cowie was already on his way to the curb before he put his nose in.
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah.
That could be it, but yeah.
But De Bono at the moment still leading this race. Roseneder having a good run at the moment. Oh, I'm getting the hiccups at the wrong time.
Schnellenberg as a Pro-Am up in 5th place. It's up in 11 places.
He's done well. He's done so well. And Wassel as well, freshly dropped down to the AMs. Look at Roseneder. Just a cool, calm. He just looks so cool, calm, and collected at the moment, doesn't he? Not showing any sign of pressure. He just looks like he's just set on where he needs to put the car and where he needs to focus his efforts. He might be a Pro-Am champion just yet. Okay, so that'll be for the moment with Michelson. So
Yeah,
they
correct.
determine that that's against
Correct.
King.
I'm going to go down to Dave Gallo
Very good.
and get his cam going because he is having a bit of fun down there. And why can I not see him in the damn list? There he is.
So we've got
With this
multitude
pro
of
in the middle
drivers
of
in
it,
this one.
Makes it so hard.
It does. So Michelson and Donohue get past Keegan Caldwell. Donohue running off the track. Caldwell trying to run it round. He's outside. Side by side down towards turn 4. He's got the run with Michelson as well. Michelson going to cover the inside line. This is a scramble in the mid-pack at the moment. I hope you've practiced I hope you trained up your jaw muscles tonight, Sinker, because we're going bobbing for apples, it seems. Just a multitude of drivers dunking themselves in and off the track throughout this race.
Woo! Dean has got instant responsibility with the incident with his teammate Mitch, and Dean has got the drive-through penalty.
Wow.
Yeah.
There might be some words
Mitch
from...
that gets it wrong. Mitch will be sitting there. About time I didn't get pinned for one.
Last night, Mitch's PC got on the race control report tonight at Sinker, so he's just an innocent party at the moment in the wrong place at the wrong time, it seems. De Bono is lapping at an exceptional pace at the front of the field. He's responded to Sinise's pace. He's now gapped him out to just above a second. 35.5 minutes into this one, Sinker. What are we going to give away next?
What are we going to give away next? Well, we have got... Ooh, this has to be a really good one. A really, really good question. Because we're going to give away... Well, we can't give away the best now. We're going to give away best at the end. We're going to give away a Warren Brown tool bag.
Ooh.
All right.
So we
So
need
it's
a
got all
question
the
about
fancy
you.
pockets, all the zip on top. It's one of those bags that or if you're a mechanic or if you've got your tools in one spot like I do, which are in the back garage, you put them all in one bag and take them to where you're working in the house or in the car or whatever. Chuck it all in there and off you go. It's got some great little positions and parcels, and it's a nice heavy canvas too.
So we need a question about you then, since we're giving away a tool bag. Is that right?
Question about me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe,
Oh,
or
no,
maybe about just an F1 driver that's known to be a bit of a tool bag. Maybe, who knows?
Oh, now all we need is a tool. Know any tools, Hamish?
Yeah, I do.
Thanks, Barbs. Thanks, mate.
Rosanita's had a moment, as well as Mitch Noble. A double spin further back in the field. Multitude of drivers having to take evasive action. What has happened to them?
The incident with Dougie Gowan's incident, that was net code.
So Rosanita was a self spin after hooking it on the curb. And this was Noble's as well.
Stephanie wants the tool bag.
Oh, another self spin.
When she goes to Bathurst, she wants a drill and hammer. Is that for the blokes that you hang out with?
Rush was saying that the answer is Lance Stroll, Hamish. He's a tool. Well, maybe we'll need. Well, I'll find a much more deep cut question then, because the answer is often.
we need something. We need something different.
Yeah.
We've got 27 in the watch, so it's good to see people coming in. Please like, subscribe. No one's pressed the like button, Hamish. Don't they like us? Or is it me? If I just put everyone off?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they miss Hutto at the moment.
All right. If you all think I'm really cool and you like my commentary, press the like button right now.
And if you disagree with that statement, press the like button.
Someone pressed it. Thanks, Alan. Anyway, Dylan De Bono is in, and Sinise is in the pits as well, followed by Schmellenberg too. So these boys are all started a bit of a concertina into the pits. Jay Dixon has stayed out. Daniel Byrne is staying out. Adrian Laletti is staying out.
All right, I've got a good one. It's a little bit of a deep cut, but you'll have to know your F1 history. Who is the driver to go the most races in F1 without getting a single podium?
Oh, come on, mate. That's not a hard one.
What's the answer then?
That's a giveaway.
Well, it is a giveaway, Cinco. We're not doing a pub quiz at the moment. You want a harder one?
This is true. No, you've asked it now. You can't just change it after you've asked it.
I could.
No. We've got repeat it again so people can hear it. Yes, Super Crusher 008 has got it right. Nico Hulkenberg.
Nico Hulkenberg. That is correct.
Yeah. You know what his former teammate said to him during that interview?
What did he say?
What time is it? No, it's not 9:30. I can't say it.
Ah.
Hulkenberg came and told him, again, you are your special driving skills, blah blah blah, and what's his name? Turned around and said, you know what? You can, beep,
fair enough.
beep. Yeah. Anyway, Hulkenberg. So, Super Crusher 008, please reach out to me.
And that might be, maybe that's Pete's. No, it's Pete's lead the race.
Reach out to me, send me a DM, and I'll get your details, and we will send you the tool bag.
David Rosenita's in the chat with us. Who I'm going. Okay.
We're not sending Hamish.
Huh?
No.
We're not what?
Loves to drive the pop-ups.
Yeah, I know David Rosenita, who is Callum's, I believe Callum's dad, possibly. Here is Callum. He had a bit of a spin before, but he is doing quite well for himself as he tries to come back from that self-spin earlier on. We are 40 minutes into this race. 2 safety cars through it as well.
Look at this battle down the bottom screen, man. That is amazing. The driving, the switching lanes left, right and centre. It's Jamie Davis, Jason Depp and Keegan. And Keegan's just weird. I don't know how he got between Jasanisi and Depp. That was crazy. Oh, he's just locked. I don't know what's going on out there, but is it still raining? Is it still wet? We can see a little bit of a rooster tail.
It's a little bit spotty, I think, at certain parts. So it is still a bit of a struggle for some drivers.
Tires. That was really weird. I just saw Depp's tyres stop spinning as they were coming around the straight up to a brake zone, but no smoke, no sliding.
So Jay Dixon now genuinely leads this race, Sinker, after this pit stop period.
Yeah,
because De Bono went long, it's cost him, and Dixon's come out in the lead of this race.
And he's no slouch as well. So Dixon has got some decent pace. His last lap was a 1:28.3. De Bono's is a 1:27.6. So he needs to get a wriggle on if he wants to keep that lead. But he has got 5 seconds lead at the moment over. I'm talking about Daniel Byrne. Sorry, not De Bono. Over Daniel Byrne.
As De Bono looks to get this done over Loretti into turn 4. Job done for De Bono. Back up onto the podium now for the Velocity SimLabs driver as he tries to rocket up to the back of Daniel Byrne. Now, luckily for him, though, he does actually have the fresher tyres, Sinker, if he did take them in that pit stop. So this could be quite interesting just yet. Now, what could also...
Thomas Donahue, dive through penalty. Car number 94.
Interesting. So what we might find now is, Sinker, so if it starts to get... So say Dixon comes across the line, being 9 seconds ahead of De Bono, doesn't pit, and all of a sudden it starts to rain. De Bono comes in, takes the wets, and Dixon has to do a whole other lap. That could cost him, as Fahey's had a spin further back in the field. So this is becoming the story of that corner tonight. There's a bit of a puddle forming on the inside of that corner, and it's caught quite a few drivers out.
Yeah. So Dixon Dixon and Byrne pitted at lap 12 and 11, like we know. Gallo as well. So that was the Carlin way. And some of the DFR boys. So Dylan, lap 21. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. How long till these boys have to pit again? They're going to be hoping for change in weather.
I don't think
the rain to come out or something like that.
It would be whenever if it started to rain heavier now, as if they have to come in. Johnny Rowe in the chat. Anderson's fault. It's always Anderson's fault. He even caught himself a penalty tonight as well. So it was definitely his fault. In fact, he hasn't actually rejoined the circuit ever since he came into pit lane, so he is out of this race. At the moment, Loretti is all over the back of David Gallo as they continue to fight for P4 on the road. De Bono has already pulled this gap out to 1.5 seconds over Gallo at this stage. Byrne still 3.2 seconds away from him, but he has started to catch Dixon now. Sinker. He's pulled that gap in by around about half a second.
He's on pace. He's on fire. He's on a mission. Tell you what, a lot of drive-throughs tonight.
A lot of drive-throughs. And I mean, you know, it's either...
Zero's got a warning.
Oh, who's got a warning, sorry?
I think he had a slowdown and he did it online, so he's got a black and white warning for not getting off the race line. I think that's what it was.
And who was that to, sorry?
That was Donahue. That was to Jack Mitchelson.
Oh, Jack Michelson, yes.
Mitchelson.
Yeah, Michelson.
I'm going to go to Darren Fahey, mate, because he's got these boys following him quite tightly, and he's putting on a pretty good show. And have a look at it at the bottom screen, already down the main straight. And Varney is putting the pressure on him. He's got the line shuffled in behind him. Nice and clean.
So we've also got McAvoy on Timothy Schmalenberg. Gets the job done round the outside down towards turn 4. So
What he was doing out there.
Yeah, I know. I thought he was going to be race controlling. I took him off the driver's list just in case.
It's unusual to see his wheels turning. They're usually in the pits.
I know. Or he's normally in the safety car and spinning around.
Yeah. Please like, subscribe, hit those buttons, notifications, the whole shebang, because we want people to come out and watch these boys race because they deserve it. They put on an awesome show. It's not about me and Hamish, it's about the guys on the screen. They really deserve the big numbers of people watching.
Yeah, I mean, the racing that goes on every single Wednesday night, every other night of the week as well here in SRW, it is top-tier racing across the whole board, from the pros to the pro-ams to the AMs as well. We have some phenomenal battling. Last night's Warren Brown Supercars series was incredible in race 2. The end of that race was chaotic as ever. Some of the driving standards, yes, they were questionable, but it made for some awesome viewing, Sinker, and just an awesome race to call as well.
It was a lot of fun. For us, it was fun, mate.
No,
we don't have to worry about the penalties and the disappointment of our car getting wrecked. For us, it's just a spectacle to watch, and it was sensational. Just as this is, the fighting going on is crazy. We went to Darren Fahey. He's got pressure from Jack Michelson and Nathan Varney. Nathan Varney's just about to have a pass of Michelson on the outside and the inside line. He's a bit too far away from Fahey now. Oh, Janice's just gone off track and dropped a few places.
Yeah, Sinise's off. Giuliano Sinise off the circuit. What has happened to him down at turn 2/3 on the entry to the, well, what is known as the back? Oh, no, it's turn 4, actually. Oh, so maybe a little bit side-by-side contact with Adrian Loretti.
Schmalenberg, black and white flag for a dangerous move behind the car.
So that might have been on Tyson. He got very, very deep under brakes and really put the pressure on him after Tyson got past. So, because I don't believe...
I'm going to switch my camera, mate, to Janice, because he's in the middle of these boys. There's a quick switch. And they are getting really close to each other now. 5/10 on this track seems like a big gap. On other tracks, it's not too bad, but the gapping is quite... Because they're not, there's nowhere where they're really catching up. Like they're under brakes and there's a curve straight away. So there's not like it's a big long straight after it straight away, apart from 1 or 2 corners. And your big main straight is off a really big left-hander. So your heavy braking is minimised where people can dive in and catch up apart from that very first corner.
Rosanita and Noble side by side into turn 1 at the moment. Still battling it on. Noble gets the job done through 2. Good little move, but Rosanita's forced off track. Not sure if he'll call that one in or not. There was no contact made. Maybe just forced a little bit wide as Sinise is over the radio at this stage.
Scored one in.
Yeah, so that was from Giuliano Sinise. We'll see why he's had to call something in. Possibly this moment here on lap 28.
He's called it in as well at the same time.
So we had...
Who crowded who there?
I don't know. I mean, I think that was
They both had a lot of room on each side. It was
that looked like it was
Michelson
on his inside.
Both equally responsible, give each other some space.
Oh, they got... He almost turned into him a little bit. I think that's an NFA, to be honest with you. I mean, they both probably have some blame. I mean, it wasn't like Michelson had very much further he could go left mid-corner.
I think that was, I think Stefan was just referring to that incident. Dennis said there was net code in it. The first contact was net code. Yeah, see the wiggle on the rear end of the yellow car? Yeah, and then that wiggle turned into contact.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Varney's just been passed by Dougie Gowans.
Yep, Davison's now got Jason Depp and Jamie Davis in behind him as well. We've still got one top-tier prize to give away this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about to get into the final 10 minutes of this
Two
race.
prizes still to give away, mate. We're giving away one set of gloves, didn't we?
We gave away one set of mechanics gloves, one set of SRW
one
gloves.
set of racing glove.
We've got a
We're giving away a
2025. We've got a 2025 subscription to give away. We've got another set of mechanics gloves.
Pair of gloves and some pry bars.
Okay, so we've got to get through these questions very, very quickly.
Yeah, Barb's reckons racing incident. We're learning, aren't we, Hamish?
Yeah, we are. I still stand strong by the fact that the race that I race controlled, there was only one ticket that wasn't actually retracted because their race report wasn't read correctly.
You did well, mate. I don't think I'd have the patience to do it.
I'm a very patient man, Sinker. Don't worry about that.
No, mate, you'll lose that as you get older, believe me. Nathan Varney and Janisse. Janisse is putting pressure on Nathan Varney at the moment. He's down to 2/10. He's going to make a crack in the next few corners. He's down to 12/10. A lot of people. Look at this bottom screen. He's going on the outside, trying to have a go. He's got the overlap. No, Varney's got back underneath him and taking it wide, but it doesn't look like it's over. We're side by side. It's a race to the corner.
Oh, okay. I've got a very, very good question to ask, Sinker. This one's going to be a bit more difficult than the last one. So we need to decide what we're going to give away with it, though.
Yes.
Who are we
We're going to give away. The next one, we're going to save the main pry bars for at the end of the race. Yep. We're going to give away another pair of Warren Brown working gloves.
Very
good. Is Rushy a mechanic? Are you a mechanic, Rushy?
I'm not sure.
All right, let's get back on this focus. Up front, we've got Jay Dixon leading by 3.8 seconds. That's slowly closing down. Daniel Byrne is slowly catching that. That was at 5 seconds earlier on. But those two boys have got possibly another pit if they can get to the end.
All right.
Hang on.
So the question that we're going to ask while Stefan's over the radio is, to win a pair of Warren & Brown Tools mechanics gloves, which F1 driver has more fastest laps than points in Formula One? I think you'd be surprised by the answer, actually.
Which F1 driver has more fastest laps than points in F1? When? In lifetime?
Of all time.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Whoa. Fastest laps than points. Crikey.
It's a very surprising answer as well. It's the only clue you're going to get.
Oh, Jackie Stewart?
And don't cheat and Google it. That's just no fun. Have some genuine guesses.
Yeah.
So the moment Jay Dixon leads the race, Dylan De Bono has now gotten past Daniel Byrne into P2 on the road. Stephanie Piccoli's gotten it. Oh, hang on. She needs to specify. She said Schumacher, but you need to specify which one, because there's multiple Schumachers.
It's
Michael, yes, it's Michael. Michael Schumacher, surprisingly, has more fastest laps than he does F1 points. So another set of gloves going to Steph Piccoli. This time, though, mechanics gloves.
Mechanics gloves. Oh, well done, Steffi. All right, back to this race, mate. Let's focus on this because we have got...
The gap has now shrunk to 3.6 seconds between Dixon and De Bono. The last lap for De Bono was a 1:27.0. Dixon was a 1:27.6, so he gained 0.6 of a second over Jay Dixon across that last lap of this race. There he is. He's in his sights at the moment. So Dixon's coming around turn 5. There is De Bono. So Dixon is in sights of Dylan De Bono. What a comeback this would be from De Bono if he could pull this out. If Dixon could win, it would be a miraculous victory for himself and for Sinker for getting the prediction correct as an outside edge.
He was an outside edge, and he's a long time overdue. Have a look at the bottom screen, mate. Shanice and Shanice and Michelson are having a great fight again, mate. Shanice's just got in front of him. They've swapped about 2 times in the last few minutes, but Michelson's still got the pace coming out of the corner, coming in underneath him, coming in the outside line. Shanice is a very crafty driver. He took that wide entry in and pushed him wide very cleanly, though.
So we are just about 5.5 minutes to go. Michelson's had a moment. 5.5 minutes to go. The gap is 2.6 seconds between Dixon and De Bono. This is the moment with Michelson. Did he catch a curb or a puddle? Oh, he caught the curb. Gripped up at the wrong time.
Oh, he railed it.
Oh, no, he will be spitting it with himself.
All right, it's time to change that screen to Matty Keane and Nathan Varney. Oh, no, we won't do that. You know what? I'm going to go to Danny Davidson. And I was going to go there, but they just gapped out as well. Let's just focus on these boys at the front for the moment because the battles across the field have all gapped out to about 1 second to 2 seconds. Let's see what happens and where with 5 minutes to go.
So there is De Bono starting to encroach on the rear view mirrors of Jay Dixon. Gap is now under 2 seconds. De Bono is a man on a charge. Last lap, he gapped Dixon by a whole second over the lap. It was a 1:27.7 for Dixon, 1:26.7 for Dylan De Bono in an incredible effort. He is chasing him down. We've got 4.5 minutes to go. Is it enough time for De Bono to get past Dixon and to win a 3rd round of the season? It would be his 5th win in 4 rounds thus far, Sinker. That would be incredible.
That's a great effort. That is doing really well, really well. He's in some real fine form, mental position as a driver. He's sitting in the pocket at the moment.
So can Dixon react? Last lap for Dixon, a 1:27.9. De Bono's was a 1:26.8. So he just doesn't have an answer for him at the moment. The fresher tyres on the car of De Bono paying him dividends. They're 9 laps fresher than Jay Dixon's is at the front end of the field as we come down towards turn 4. Yes, Barbs, I'm saying Michael Schumacher has more than 1,566 fastest laps.
Barbs is debating that one. I like it. I've got the camera set on number 2 for Jason Depp and Pete Zedler, who are fighting for the Pro-Am top step and having a great old tussle there. Stefan's just giving someone a bit of a lecture.
You know what, actually? It's given me the wrong answer when I actually looked up the question, Sinko. It's just giving me who has the most fastest laps, which is Schumacher. So it's giving me who has the most fastest laps. It hasn't actually given me the correct answer to the question when I looked it up.
Okay. We might have to give save that present for another one.
Quite possibly.
Limping in turn 5. Who's that car that's limping? Someone dropping down?
Yeah, who is it?
So
Zanise's jumped the pits. Oh, it's Gowans.
Oh, Dougie Gowans request a tow.
Oh, it's big damage as well. This won't be a safety car.
No, it won't be. It probably, he's pretty far off, but it can be a safety car still, but I don't think it will be.
Yeah, so...
the question is, we've given that one away. Let's move on to another question.
Yeah.
Because we have got these fantastic mini Pro bars from Warren and Brown to give away. So we'll give Steph that one, even if that answer was the incorrect one. And she answered what Hamish thought was the correct answer.
Yeah, that's what I thought was the correct answer to that question. I was given the wrong answer to the question from Google. I literally Googled it to get the right answer, and it gave me the wrong thing, not what I was after. So that's on me. He had the most fastest laps in F1, so it's,
not a bad going.
Yeah, not a bad going.
Alrighty, Dylan Bono is now to 3/10 on Jay Dixon.
He's right there. He's right there. He's all over the back of him at the moment.
Have a look at that. There's pressure. Dixon is sweating at the moment. We know he can take it.
He's got him.
We know he's the
final lap of the race.
There's the final lap.
It's a final lap dash for the lead. De Bono has snuck ahead. Dixon's still there. De Bono's on the much fresher tyres. It's maximum pressure moments where you either crack and you drop, or you either survive to your fullest content. On board now, Dixon covering the inside line. De Bono is going to rush past him up towards turn 4. Braking zone action now. De Bono's got him.
No.
De Bono's got him.
Done. That's not over. Dixon's not going to finish. He's going to put the pressure on and keep going until, or if maybe De Bono can make a mistake, put the pressure on. These next few corners aren't that easy either, especially when you're under pressure. Dixon is really getting in there side by side and making him really think about where he's going to go and what's he going to do with the car.
He's hot on him at the moment. Battle is on for the lead, but De Bono has much fresher tyres. He's lapped consistently faster over the last 5 laps than Dixon, getting as high up as a second faster per lap. It wasn't even Wiki, it was Google. Google just gave it to me wrong. Round the final corners now for De Bono in an incredible comeback where strategy was against him. Survival to the fullest on the dries for the entire run home, and winner of round 4 of season 4 of 2024 of the Cooler Master Super Formula Championship, Dylan De Bono continues his run, extends his lead in this championship. Dixon comes home P2. Daniel Byrne, an incredible P3. Gallo and Loretti for the top 5. Ziedler's going to come home after starting inside the top 10. He'll come home P8 on the road after surviving the wars tonight in P1 for the Pro-Ams. And Keegan Caldwell gets himself another amateur victory, barely a whisper ahead of Brett Wassel as they run up towards the line. Oh my God, wait, there's a car going slow and that's caused Wassel to spin. That's Fahey. Has he run out of fuel? How in the heck?
That was a pretty good recovery.
How in the heck did he catch that?
That was crazy. That was very, very crazy. All right, we need one more question to give away the pry bars. So let's make it a good one, Hamish.
Yeah, it's going to be one that I actually know the answer to as well. All right. I just need to confirm which one it was.
Look at how he's drifting it. Doing a great job out there, even drift mode.
All right. Good. I do know the answer to this question. I don't need to Google it.
I hope so.
I do. Don't worry. Name the 3 drivers who got the same lap time, the exact same lap time in qualifying in the 1997 European Grand Prix in order of where they qualified. So it's from 1st to 3rd. All 3 of them had the fastest lap in qualifying. Name the 3 drivers who got the top 3 exact same time in qualifying of the 1997 European Grand Prix. And I want order. I want exact order of where they went.
Well, people are going to Google that.
Probably.
Straight away.
Probably.
While you're there, why don't you Google the Warren and Brown Mini Pro Bars and have a look at how much they're worth.
We needed a good question for it. It's one of the best pub quiz questions that I know. So the burnouts are happening already from these drivers on the main straight, especially Dylan De Bono, who has now extended his championship lead. No, I don't need Google this time. I know the answer to this one.
This pry bar
Greg
set
Barber has just won himself a set of pry bars in the chat.
Mate, and they're not just a cheap, nasty set of pry bars. Nothing that we've given away tonight is cheap and nasty. These are worth, let me just double check that, wipe my eyes. $55, mate. So that's not a cheap prize at all. You've won some really cool equipment there. And we'll send that to you with, I think you won something else. He won the,
he won a pair of
mechanics gloves
as well.
too.
No, he won the,
Yeah,
he won the
some
driving
money
gloves.
in freight.
So Barb's won the driving gloves and the set of pry bars as well.
Yep. Steph won the The bag.
Yes.
Was it the bag? Anyway, when you
Yes, in
message me, when you're
fashion.
hitting me up with your addresses, just remind me of what you've got because we'll look back through it in a minute.
But Barbs,
Mate,
you got to remember
that was an
the
easy
young,
one for an
the young
old
generation who
bugger like me.
watch. Yeah, but the young generation who watch may not have known that. So.
Oh, so you gave it to Barbs, did you? Bit of insider trading. I might have to take this one to the RC and put a ticket in.
He got the answer in before Ron Allen did. He saw that on a doco not long ago.
Yeah. All right. So the boys in the green room are already there. Ziedler is already there. Who are waiting for? Waiting for Caldwell, then Ziedler.
Yeah. So Super Crusher won the bag. Steph won the pair of mechanics gloves. What else did she win?
That's it.
Yeah, she won the mechanics gloves.
Yeah.
Ryan Campbell won mechanics gloves. Super Crusher 008 won the bag. Barbs won himself a set of SRW driving gloves and pry bars from Warren & Brown Tools.
That's correct. Write all that down, Hamish, and send it to me. All right. Where are we? Oh, Mr. Caldwell's in the room. Let's drag him in.
We'll drag him in just a second. We'll get him up on screen as well. Might as well, since he has got his camera on. And we'll have a chat to him as well. There he is on screen. Yeah. Mr. Caldwell, P1 on the road tonight for the AMs, P13 overall, and what was a wild, wacky, and just incredible race. Do you think that Hutto got his dream tonight of just having absolute chaos around Interlagos?
I'm not sure. It was a strange race tonight. I came incredibly close a few times with Doug, and some of the moves that I was doing was probably a bit dangerous, but I think from last week's race where leading AMs for the whole second half, I wanted to redeem myself for tonight.
Well, Keegan, obviously, last week you had a couple of struggles. What was it like out there in this field? Because it was a tight run home for you ahead of Brent, but he actually then got caught out by the slow-moving Darren Fahey up towards the line and nearly collided into the wall. He somehow saved it, but what was it like withstanding that pressure for the final lap and just trying to survive to the line in P1 for the AMs?
Well, I'd have to say I'm sorry to the driver who was behind me. I've got his name, sorry. I did try and fake him out to try and send him wide, trying to lose some speed. I reckon I should have a chat with race control about it, but that's on me.
Well, mate,
it's all good, mate. There's nothing wrong with feeling a bit guilty. It shows some humility, mate. It's all good. Yeah. Apart from that, mate, this is I think 2 times I've done the Formula Super Lights this season, and both times you've been in the green room having a chat, mate. So maybe I'm your lucky charm. If you want, mate, I'll let you rub my belly.
Ooh, probably not. I don't want to rub it off on you.
Points are looking good for you, mate. So it looks like you'll be creeping up the ladder coming through. Have you got your sights set on making the top 20 for the Open Wheel Nationals?
Not really. The goal for this year was just to win the AMs. So if I'm getting enough points that I'll be in the top 20, I'll hit in the top 20 and the AM win.
Cool. Oh, that's cool, mate. Well, not sure if you've got sponsors these days, but let us know who supports you either way and helps you get on track.
I'd like to thank Hawkins Mechanical. G-Force simulators allow me to get the rig, wheel, and everything for the new setup. Insight Graphics, and even Bud Speed for sending me some gloves.
Mate, very good, Keegan. A phenomenal job once again. You extend your lead in the AM Championship tonight, which was good to see from you to get that done for yourself. Best of luck next week when we go racing out at Navarra. We look forward to seeing how you go. Thanks for coming over chat to us. And if we don't get a chance to speak to you next week, best of luck for the rest of the season ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Good luck.
So, yeah.
Well, Sinker, we've also now got our Pro-Am winner this evening, Mr. Pete Ziedler, as well. Mr. Ziedler, I mean, a race that, with ups and downs for yourself, got caught up in a bit of a moment with Cowie where you came out unscathed and then caught yourself a penalty. You've come home inside the top 10 and in P1 for the Pro-Ams. Mate, what was the mindset like throughout this race? Because it seemed very, very hectic and quite a struggle to keep the head screwed on properly for a lot of drivers.
Yeah, there was a lot of confusion at the start of the race. Obviously, the weather was just all over the place. Should we start on wet, shouldn't we? I saw a whole heap of cars just jump off the grid, jump onto the grid. But in the end, Tim Bailey bottled it for us, right? Like, he absolutely fudged the weather forecast. So dries with the call. Could have stayed out on the dries, and that's
I think it was
pretty much.
Yana Venn or Rob's gel, mate.
Yeah, we could have been, honestly, but when have they ever been right, to be honest? Yeah. And yeah, as for getting mixed up in some, yeah, I think Cowie just had bigger balls than me out there. Like, I didn't think he'd squeeze me that hard against the wall. I thought I had my wing alongside. Ultimately, I thought it was my fault, but I don't think we had to put the cars there in the first place. We were 4 wide at one point. Like, it was just unfortunate, but yeah, it was. I don't know. It was, again, just trying to stay alive the whole time.
Well, mate, I mean,
it was a great effort, mate. A lot of entertainment for us.
Seems like survival, doesn't it, Sinker? A lot of the time.
Oh, it is. It is survival of the greatest. It's not just survival on the track. It's like surviving it through the pits, through the rain, through everything. Definitely threw a spanner in the works. I agree with you that you could see the guys popping in, popping out, and the cars going, well, should I go wet? Should I go dry? And you can see that straight away. The guys that made the mistake and put the wrong tyres on straight away were spinning around in that first few corners and was just carnage central.
Yeah, the driving on wets was like being on a wet track. Like the center S's at the start were just mayhem. Like, you're constantly catching the rear, making small adjustments through turn 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the end. You just couldn't carry the speed. But the best part about it is where I was in the pack, we all had wets on, so we're all struggling together.
Nice. Mate, well, another great effort. You're doing really well, actually. You're getting a bit of practice in, or what's going on? Is Scotty, now that he's in your team, helping you get the pointy in? You guys working together?
Yeah. So what he'll do is I don't know how many laps he puts in, but he sends me all his VRS data, and we spend the Monday night just poring over it pretty much. And I just get my head deep in the brake traces mostly, because I'm pretty weak under braking. And yeah, there wasn't as many laps as the past couple of weeks this week. I was a bit busy with family life, but I don't know, maybe 100, 150 this week. But yeah, I didn't feel that good on the wet track. Yeah.
I know Scotty puts a lot of laps in, doesn't he?
He does. I don't think he lets on as many as he does, but you don't get as quick as him without doing practice.
Yeah, true. I like his style. He's a good character out there as well. He's always reached out and given me an olive branch when I was back out on the track in those days. But yeah, he's done really well. He's actually gone up 22 places. He's only the only person who's gone up that high is Jason Depp, who's gone up 27. So he's had a good run tonight.
Yeah, incredible run. He's had some horrible luck the past couple of weeks, so he deserved one. It was coming. It was definitely coming towards him. We were lucky to make it over the finish line. To be honest, at the end, we both crossed with our 0.2 right at the end. So that's why we backed off and we just kind of putted over the end.
So Pete, so are you guys pretty much the only ones who are flying the flag for Pork Hunt Motorsport at the moment, or are there any other drivers out there in other leagues or other racing ventures as well for your team?
At the moment, yeah, there's a couple of us that kind of skulk around in the bushes, so to speak. We come out to do the odd enduro, like Bathurst 1000, not this year because I missed it, but yeah, we're around. We just do different leagues when we can be bothered, when we've got time and things like that. But
question is, are you going to do the Sandown we've got running?
I'd like to, but I'm just an absolute peasant in any car I really get into, so it'd be good. But trying to get permission off the wife for long enough to race to is tricky, to be honest, boys.
You're just going to do a bit of extra work around the house, mate, all right? Stacking the dishwasher, putting your clothes away, putting your shoes away, it all helps.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hang on, my wife's sitting behind me. She's going to hit me.
No, you got brownie points then, so it's good. Good on you.
All right, Pete. Thanks so much for coming over to chat to us, mate. Congratulations on your Pro-Am win this evening. Let us know. Helps get you out on track. Anyone else you wish to give a shout-out to as well? And from myself, Sinker, and the rest of the league, just a phenomenal effort tonight. Once again, maintaining that top 10 AM win. just a great effort in very, very difficult conditions.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Look, first of all, sorry, Cowie. Little bingle probably didn't need to have, so apologies there. Thanks, guys, for hosting, commenting. I know it's a lot of hard work, and you get the shit end of the stick most of the time with guys abusing you and all that. But yeah, thanks to all the other poor cunt guys out there, always backing me, and thanks to my parents for buying me my sweet sim rig. I wouldn't be anywhere without them.
Well, mate, it was a phenomenal effort from yourself and from Scotty as well to maintain a double top 10 for Poor Cunt Motorsport. Best of luck next week out at Navarro, and if we don't get a chance to speak to you, best of luck for the rest of the season ahead.
Thanks, legends. Take it easy.
Thanks, mate. All right, we now get to move on to our pros, starting with Carlin's Motorsports, Daniel Byrne. Mr. Byrne, a win last week in the feature, a 1-2 finish for Carlin's Motorsport. This week, a P3 on the board for you, for yourself. Mate, you sit P2 in the championship, a solid chunk of points for yourself, but Bono just seems to continue just to claw back some points. And, I mean, he had to have a mega chase down of both yourself and Jay. What was the thoughts as he was chasing you down on those fresher tyres?
Yeah, well, I know DeBono, he pushes hard, doesn't he? So I could see him. I was watching the Delta, and I could see him catching
no
me.
opinion. We can't hear you, Dan.
Oh, can't you?
I can hear you.
Oh, he's trying to talk, but we can't hear him.
You just can't hear him, Sinker. I can hear him. Sinker just can't hear him. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, Daniel. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, DeBono was he's pushing hard, and I just wanted to keep it on track, basically. So I was keeping it clean. I thought he was going to pass me eventually, and yeah, it was almost inevitable. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Stayed on track, and I was surprised because at the start, a lot of us were on wet tyres, and didn't realise, but a few of the guys were on slick tyres at the start, so that kind of tripped us up a little bit. I don't know if you guys were aware of that or not.
No, we were. We were tracking who was on the wets and who was on the dries, and I thought it was a very interesting call for those guys to start on dries. So I know DeBono and Dixon both started on the dries. Dixon obviously came in a lot earlier than what Dylan did, put dries on again, but it was the fact that I think Dylan went that 9 laps longer, gave up a little bit of time in the pack, but then had the tyre at the end to actually chase both yourself and Jay down, was really what made the difference. I mean, but like what was some of the strategies tonight, especially around the weather?
Well, for us, the strategy was we looked at the weather. It said it was going to be raining for the first 15 minutes. So our strategy was to go out on the wet tyre and let everyone crash around us and, get track position, because we expected a safety car at some point. But, yeah, look, that new spotty weather thing just didn't work in our favour. It stayed pretty dry, and it was a little bit wet, but the safety car went around a few times, and by the time the safety car had gone in, all of the rain had disappeared. So we had to just stay out there as long as we could on the wet tyre, and just watch everyone kind of just cruise past us for a while there. And when it was time for us to pit, yeah, I dropped back to about 12th. I think David was back in 17th, and we were like, oh well, that's our race over. But I think maybe some of the fuel strategies ahead of us didn't work in their favour.
Yeah, I think fuel and possibly whether they took tyres or not, if they were already on dries, might have changed it up a little bit for them as well. But it was we thought this was going to throw a real spanner in the works in the championship. At the end of the day, it didn't really change very much. It was Dylan won, Jay and yourself got on the podium. So who we expected to be up there was up there. There was just a couple of drivers that dropped back tonight after some unfortunate mistakes, with the likes of Sinise. Obviously, Gowan's got taken out. Davis struggled, as well as Donahoe as well. So there are a couple of drivers who struggled, but the cream rises to the top, and you guys are still the front runners for this title race. So, I mean, you've done what you needed to do in very, very difficult conditions in a race that, if you'd had a poor run, would have almost definitely been a drop round. So it's good that you still have that in your back pocket. A great run from yourself to get home in P3, of course. Another solid chunk of points, not only towards your Super Formula Light Championship hopes, but also your F1 Shadow Series venture. But Gallo still leads that title race, and you haven't really chopped too many points out of that 270-point lead that he has over you at the moment. So it's maybe it's already finished before we even realise.
Yeah,
but
he's pretty far ahead. Yeah, I had a couple of rounds that I missed there, and I think unless he has a few drop rounds as well. I think he's got that one. But yeah, look, we're still in the battle, so I'm going to keep racing hard, and David's going to keep racing hard as well. So yeah, we'll see how we go.
Well, mate, it was an incredible run from you once again. Let us know who helps get you and Carlin's Motorsport out on track. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well. For myself, Sinko, and the rest of the league, congratulations on your P3 here this evening out at Interlagos.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, shout outs to Carlin's Motorsport, Driver Radar Wade on YouTube, Glam Raider, Little Rara, Eagles Automotive, and shout outs to Atari, Bianca, French and Minka, and Zach and Levi.
Daniel, a pleasure as ever. Best of luck next week out at Navarra. We look forward to seeing how you go. And if we don't get a chance to speak to you, best of luck for the season ahead.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Congratulations, mate, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah. Cheers, bye.
So you finally heard him, Sinker, in the end. You finally fixed it. Did you have him turned down, possibly?
No, it was my audio. I couldn't hear you or him, so my audio disappeared. Yeah,
very interesting.
So, all good.
Well, we now get to have a chance to speak to DFR's Jay Dixon, who got hunted down like a gazelle from a lion out there. Jay, you had the lead in hand, but coming in those 9 laps earlier than Dylan cost you in the end, mate. What was it like out there? The struggle of starting on the dry tyres and wetter conditions, keeping the car on the straight and narrow. You then take the lead, but was there much more you could do against Dylan in those final few laps?
No, I spent 20 minutes absolutely crapping myself, to be honest. Just watching that time sort of countdown and praying that the Carlins boys would fight him hard enough that I'd get a gap at the end, but no, wasn't to be.
Well, I did pick you for a breakout run tonight, mate. The beginning of the show, I turned around and said, you know what, it's time for Jay Dixon to shine. He's I haven't seen you at the pointy end for a bit in these cars, and sure as hell, you surprised me and did a great job. Is this car just a little bit different? Because we saw the F3 dominance when you were in that particular vehicle. Is this car just a little bit different to your handling, or what is it?
Definitely a bit different than the F3. I like the HDF setups. So the last 2 rounds have been medium downforce setups. I just couldn't really get a hang of it. So whenever I race this car anywhere else, it's always a HDF setup. So I generally go a bit better on the smaller tracks where we run the HDF setup. So that's probably explains a little bit of pace.
It's your driving style a bit more.
Yeah, it's a lot more sort of aggressive into the corners, I guess. But like tonight was just pure strategy and a lot of dumb luck. I didn't look wet enough at the start, so I started on dries. Dries were the best choice. We got a fairly decent gap up by the time that second safety car came out, and the 3 cars in front didn't pit because I think they hadn't read that the fuel tank size was increased, so they didn't think that they were going to get enough fuel to finish. So I pitted, had enough fuel for the end, and then they all had to pit under green conditions, so I just kind of cycled through the front.
In the end, was it the tyres that didn't allow you the pace and grip?
No, it was just a complete lack of practice. I joined like 15 minutes before the server qualifying, and that's the only practice I've done all week.
I wish I could do that, Hamish. Not practice. And we all know what my P3 is. My P3 is the actual race. So to be able to still do that sort of driving without practice, mate, that's an awesome effort either way, mate. What's the target for the rest of the season, mate? Is the Open Wheel Nationals on the cards? Is that one of the things that's keeping you going? Or are you just having a lot of fun and loving the racing out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I like it as a nice casual sort of series. There's a lot of good competition. There's multiple classes to worry about. So, we've got guys in both our team and within the family and friends, so to speak, that are racing across multiple classes. So the goal for me is just to beat Loretti and Faye, and then hopefully become the better of the DFR quartet that we've got this season. But
you mean Loretti?
Yeah, Loretti.
Damn auto captions.
I've got to claim bragging rights, and before Phil comes back and just wallops me again. So,
how long till we still see Phil come back in full fitness?
Look, hopefully next season, start of next year. Hopefully his life's cleared up a little bit, so he's got some more time to devote to this stuff. But no, he's doing good. He's just taking a bit of time off, needs a bit of a break. So, shout out Phil.
We do demand a lot of our drivers, 4 season years, don't we?
It gets pretty hectic when you do them all back to back.
Well, mate, congratulations! It's good to see you out in track and getting podiums, and it's good to hear that you're still loving it and enjoying the racing, which is really cool, mate. Who gets you out on track and supports DFR boys?
Just the friends and family, really. It's all the guys that sort of turn up each week and sit there and chat on Discord instead of doing work, and sharing stories and meeting down the pub on the weekend, basically. So, yeah, thanks to those guys for making it fun, and thanks to you guys for putting on an event.
Well, mate,
excellent, mate.
It was what a performance from yourself, Jay, to get back on the podium. You'll be happy to know that our next round with a HDF set up on is VIR in a couple of weeks' time. So we'll be looking for you to win that race. All right, Jay, best of luck next week in Navarra. And if we don't get a chance to speak to you, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
Well, Sinker, next up, the man in form, the man who put it on pole, went back down the order after pitting later in the race under green and chased down the top 10 to get back up into the top step on the podium. Dylan DeBono, what a performance from you once again tonight, sir. I was a bit worried coming into this race, knowing that we've had wet races in the past. You've struggled a little bit, but tonight you started on dries. You stayed on dries the whole race, but going a bit longer and coming out on fresher dry tyres at the end of this one has gotten you the win, where you've had the grip advantage, the ability to push, to chase down not only Jay Dixon, but Daniel Byrne and David Gallo as well. Mate, what was this race like for you? Because this seemed like an intense challenge at the front end of the field. You had Sinise pressuring you at the start as well as Davison. How do you sum this one up for yourself, pretty much?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. With 40 seconds to go on the grid, I noticed it was raining and I went out on wets, and then I thought to myself, it's not going to stay wet for long. I'm going to go back on slicks, and I only just made the grid timer by 5 seconds, so that was pretty scary. And then I knew I had good pace in the rain, if it did rain on slicks, but just stayed consistent. I think the last 10, 15 laps there, I was inside the 27 flat or 26.9, which is so key around here with all those tight corners. Hitting apexes is vital.
Well, I mean, you chased down Dixon over those last sort of 10 minutes, and for about 3 laps in a row, you went a second faster than him across the lap. So you gained probably about 5 seconds across maybe 6 laps, and then chased him down right on the final lap. I mean, what was the thought process like? Because I know you've changed your mindset coming into this season. You've changed the way you're pushing the car, the way you're approaching the track as well. Was there any doubts that you might have made a mistake or you weren't going to catch him, or were you just kind of full focused and kind of focusing on hitting your marks and taking it lap by lap?
I think the first setback in that race was I obviously made the mistake. I didn't pit under the safety car because I didn't realize the fuel cap changed. So that was probably the first error. And then I also forgot to take tyres in the pit stop, which I think it didn't end badly. I think it was okay. And then with those what was it? I think 12 laps to go, and I had to pass Daniel and Jay. I knew if I hit my apexes and pushed on, didn't do anything silly, but still pushed on with a good consistent pace, I would be somewhere there at the end, And I think that all comes down to putting the laps in during the week and knowing what my speed is like.
Well, you've got some incredible pace about yourself, Dylan. You're putting in the efforts to go better and better every single week. You lead this championship still. You've won I think it's your 5th race in 4 rounds. I mean, this is an incredible effort from yourself to do that. Navarra next week, another sprint round. What's the thought process going into that one? Because we haven't been there in quite a long time, and how are you feeling going into that race and specifically at that track as well?
I think the same mindset as every other week this season. Just start practicing early on in the week. put in the laps, go through the data, see where I can find time, work with the team, and obviously I think that was round 4, correct? I think next week is round 5, getting a little bit closer to the end of the championship. So I think just keep pressing on and finishing consistently is key.
Well, it's been an incredible run from yourself once again. You take out yet another win tonight. You extend that championship lead. You had a 30-point lead before drop rounds coming into this race. It was 33 points was the difference after the drop round. So you have gained a little bit over Daniel, who's P2. So you will remain leader of the championship leading into the Navarra next week. Let us know who helps get you and Velocity Sim Labs out on track.
Before you guys, hang on. I've just realised what's changed in Mr. Dylan De Bono.
What's changed?
The penny has just dropped, Dill.
So
your driving has improved ever since the big boss man has said, Dill, you need to look after the drivers who do open wheel and tin tops and racing. Well, I'll look after the other boys. And I think it's the extra responsibility has grown up Dill to the next level, where he's now Dylan De Bono, the serious sim racer.
No, me and Cam Hardwick we've taken over the Velocity Sim Lab team, and I think we put our own touch on things on how we do our practice, and obviously Doug
the
was
responsibility, the different approach is helping you heaps.
Yeah, I think so. Like it's just getting around all the boys, helping them out, and it's sort of I look more into my driving how I can improve on just the little things, like I don't know, just how I prepare the tyre and qualifying. Is a big thing I've focused on this season, and that's just all by helping the other boys out as much as I can, and just hope it continues on for the rest of the season.
I know what it was. It was when Sheafy left the team, Sinker. That's what it is.
Say again, mate. Sorry, I didn't hear.
It's ever since Sheafy left the team.
Oh, don't be nasty.
Nah,
Sheafy's a good character.
No, he is.
Look, it's obviously the extra responsibility is working for you because you've got the structure in place that suits you, and Cam helping you guys as well. I know you guys got a great team and support structure around it is really good. I mean, I spend a bit of time talking on the phone with Dougie, and he's the first one to help put his hand up to help anyone who's a man in need. So you've got some great support out there, mate. Keep up the good work off and on the track with the team, because what you're doing is really cool. The team is getting to a position where it's you're really getting noticed out there. You've got drivers at all levels in all series with us. And I think he might be the first driver that possibly might win 2 titles in a season. So, good luck with that, and I hope it all works out for you.
Yeah, cheers. Just got to stay consistent. It's too early on in the championship, and just keep putting the things in place to try and finish the job off.
Well, Dylan, it has been incredible to see your rise up the rankings and to see this completely different sort of side to you and completely different mindset you've brought to this season as well, and it's paying off for you in how you're driving on circuit and the performances you're getting out of the car as well. Let us know who helps get you and Velocity Sim Labs out on track. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well, and for myself and Sinker and the rest of the league, congratulations on yet another win here tonight out at Interlagos, and for extending that championship lead.
Yeah, cheers guys. We'd like to thank Velocity Sim Lab. Like I said, all the work that goes on behind the scenes. Hakoki Power Tools, Here to Race YouTube channel. Thanks to all the guys that put on the league, SRW, all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Don't forget to check out Velocity Sim Lab on Facebook. And if you're looking for a team to join and you're interested in getting some results, just send me a message on Discord, Facebook, whatever, and get back to you.
Well, mate, an extraordinary effort once again. Best of luck next week out at Navarra, and if for whatever reason we don't get a chance to speak to you, best of luck for the rest of the season ahead.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate. Congratulations.
Well, Sinker, what a night of racing once again on the eve of Halloween, on All Hallows Eve. We have had one stomper of a race. Weather gods, be it. Chaos ensued for a lot of drivers out there as well, and the man who leads the championship, Dylan De Bono, was the one who was able to rise to the top take yet another victory this season. I don't know if there is anyone that can really stop him right now. I think his mindset, the way that he is coming into a race every single week, and the way he's carrying himself, I don't know. I don't know if anyone in this field can beat him right now.
Well, he's doing all the right things, mate. So that's the most important thing. And all he can do is keep doing what he's doing and hope that that's enough. For the rest of the guys out there, at the moment, from what I'm watching, when I'm not here with you commentating, you got to lift your game to get in there and get under him, and find your way around him, or if you're not around him, beside him, behind him, get consistently up there in the points, and that's the key.
Well, with 5 rounds to go, ladies and gentlemen, we fight ourselves next week out at Navarra for a bit of a Spanish flavour at this point in the season. The week after, we head over to VIR full course for a US doubleheader. It's a very US track heavy season this season. So the round after Navarra, for round 6, we have VIR. Round 7, we head over to Watkins Glen. Round 8 out at Jerez, and then to end out both our F1 Shadow Series and Season 4 of 2024, we head out to Daytona Road Course for night race action to end out the season under lights and with fireworks as well. But we have to thank all of our series sponsors tonight, ladies and gentlemen, including our series sponsors, our title sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools, for their support of the Tuesday night V8 Supercars Series and the Sunday night V8 Supercars Championship, as well to Cooler Master for their continued support here on the Wednesday night Super Formula Championship, and to Shannon's Insurance for their support of the Thursday night GR86 Nationals, as well as our other sponsors, NeuroPower, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, and Grim Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be found on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia for the news, interviews, and other studio segments. But if you haven't already, guys, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon as well, so you are notified whenever we go racing here on SRWtv. But until next time, I've been Hamish Munro, joined by Steve Sinkovic once again. And until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moscow and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because